Adventure Week is coming to Pokemon Go, and I love this event, but there's some things that you guys need to know about, and I'm gonna go over the top tips, tricks, and strategies to make sure that you guys can succeed in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Adventure Week is starting on August 2nd, Friday at 10 a.m. for you guys, and it's actually going to run all the way until the 12th at 8 p.m. And during this weekend, starting on Thursday the 8th, we're going to have the Adventure Week Takeover, where it's going to turn into an Adventure Week Rocket Edition, and that's going to be where Shadow Timber starts to make its way into the game. But there's still some good things going on during this time. If you want to see everything about that event, please make sure to be ready for it, and I will come out with a tips video for you guys on Thursday. So for the Adventure Week, we're getting multiple bonuses as well. So you're going to be getting 2 times XP for spinning Pokestops. You're getting 5 times XP for spinning new Pokestops. So Adventure Week has always been about getting out and exploring, including spinning new Pokestops. And what I would suggest doing, this is going to be one of my tips that I talk about here, is that you guys get out to new areas, you put on a lucky egg, and what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to diminish a lot of your bag space for your items. You're gonna have to delete Pokeballs, potentially. You're gonna have to delete berries, all different types of berries, except the premium berries. And also, I delete all my regular revives and all of my heals. The only thing I really keep is a stock of max revives and max potions. I delete everything else, and then I keep silver and golden raspberries, and I delete all of the other berries. I delete all of my red Pokeballs, and what I do is I go out there and I start spinning. So there's multiple ways that you could do this. Let's say you're in a suburb of Chicago, and then you go downtown Chicago. You're like, well, I've never been downtown Chicago. Great, this is an amazing time for you because there's gonna be so many Pokestops to spin. So you could either rent a bike, you could walk, or you could drive in a car. Obviously, if you're playing Don't Be the Driver, have somebody else play for you, or you can use an auto catcher. The auto catcher, what you do is you go into the settings and you turn off catching Pokemon or identifying Pokemon in the ++, and you only leave on spinning Pokestops. However, if you have the capability of being able to use the auto catcher to catch Pokemon and then you hand spin every stop, that would not only get you the XP from spinning the Pokestops, but then you'd also be getting a little bit more XP and Stardust and candy from catching Pokemon at the same time with the auto catcher. So that's the best case scenario. And I would say the best case scenario would be a bike for that one, because then it gives you the maneuverability, you're able to stay safe, and you're able to get out there and adventure, and you're able to keep a decent pace, because the one problem with walking is that while yes, you can do it, it's not as optimized. You're not going to get as much on each lucky egg, because remember, you only have 30 minutes for each and every lucky egg. So you want to get out there and explore and do it fast, efficient, and conserve your resources, which is what we're always about here, being the most efficient that we possibly can. So that would really work for you. And then obviously when you are on those eggs, if you did any type of Ultra Friends and Best Friends, that would help you guys out as well. So that's going to be the biggest tip for you guys. For anyone looking for XP and you have the availability to go to some type of new city, that would be great. Even if it's just a new downtown, let's say for the Chicago suburbs, again, because I know them pretty well. If you're in Naperville and you've never been to Darien or Downers Grove or Elmhurst or anywhere, Bolingbrook, anything like that that has a semi-downtown area or a space that's gonna allow you to go and spin new Pokestops, this would very much so help your XP game out. So guys, lots of XP being thrown at you guys, and I can't tell the difference if they're trying to release level 60 soon or just not enough people are anywhere close to level 50 because of how much, 20 million all the way to 176 million. If you haven't had the strategies and the gameplay for quite a while, that's a daunting task. It's doable, but it's daunting. So that's where we're sitting out here. And then we're also gonna get increased chances of getting shiny Pokemon during this event, which are including everything that's not spawning in the wild, which is kind of wild to me. When I'm looking at these wild spawns, I'm very unexcited about the wild spawns of this event. However, there's field research and there's also eggs that we are gonna cover in this video that have the potential to get these shiny boosts. And those shiny boosts are going to include Cranidos, Shieldon, Arcan, Tortuga, Tyrunt, as well as Amora. So there's some pretty good looking Pokemon in there that you guys can use as the shiny boosts. So with that said, let's get into our top tips, starting off with spawns in tip number 1. And the spawns of this event are going to be, please don't laugh. I mean, I actually did laugh a little bit. So we have Diglett, Omanite Kabuto, Dunsparce, Roggenrola, Drillbur, as well as Bunnelby. And then if you are lucky, you're going to get less spawns of, but still there, Aerodactyl. Mega Aerodactyl is going to be a flying and a rock type. It's a great mega to use as a multi-purpose rock and flying type Pokemon for getting that Mega Level 3 XL Candy boost. Not only that, guys, it's a pretty good attacker as well. So getting those Aerodactyls whenever you see them, and the shiny looks great, so that one is a win in all categories for me. Not only that, guys, let's get into these other Pokemon. So as far as any of these other Pokemon, while all of these Pokemon do have shinies available, the only Pokemon that really hits here is going to be Diggersby for PvP, 102 in the Great League, Mudshot, Scorching Sands, and Hyper Beam at a 0, 15, 13 at level 50. So you're going to need 296 XL candy for this one. So if you do plan to use this Pokemon, it's going to require a lot of candy, a lot of Stardust. A normal type would help you out here for Mega Level 3 to help get it. And not only that, we do have Excadrill. In the Great League and Ultra League, it's decent, better in the Shadow, so we're not really going to cover it too much here, but in the Master League, it's still not the best, but it's going to be ranked 103, still once again better ranked in the Shadow. So as far as these spawns go, guys, I would say that we're really playing for either 7-kilometer eggs or we're playing for field research, which we're going to start checking out the eggs in tip number 2. Seven-kilometer eggs, something that, as far as eggs go, I am not overly fond of eggs. Well, number one, because they're using premium incubators for the most part, because you have to pay for these things unless you're just gonna hatch one at a time, which is possible, but we're not getting half hatch distance, which drives me absolutely nuts when these events have things that are focused in these eggs and then they don't touch the egg hatch distance. Why? I just can't fathom that. But anyway, so we have the Pokemon, all of them that are gonna be the shinies. So we do have the Cranidos, the Shieldon, which both of those have had research days, so more than likely you should have the shinies, and if not, somebody you know has too many of those. Then we're also going to be getting Tortuga and Archon, and so these two Pokemon are a little bit rarer of the fossil Pokemon here. So cool Pokemon. I recently just got my first Tortuga from GoFest, and then finally we have the Tyrant and the Amora. Tyrant and Amora have featured many times in the GoFests, and I have, I think, around 15 shinies of each of those. I like them a lot, so that's why I haven't deleted any of those, but they're in 7-kilometer eggs, but they're also going to be in field research as well. So for me personally, I would rather have you guys going out and focusing on field research as opposed to going through the eggs. While yes, you can get the 7-kilometer eggs and you can hatch them, the Stardust isn't boosted coming from those eggs. Yes, you're getting 2 times XP for hatching eggs, but that's not really worth it, to be quite honest with you guys. So if you're seeing tons of shiny boosts, I would keep your pulse on Twitter. I will update you guys when I do the next video, when I talk about the takeover from the Team Rocket and say if I do or don't recommend that. But let's continue. So the 100% IVs will be 780 for Cranidos, 509 for Shieldon, Tortuga is 850, Archon is 1052. As far as the Tyrant, 934, and the Amora is 779. So those are going to be the eggs if you guys want to hatch them. Like I told you, I gave you my opinion of eggs, but if you have luck in eggs, you can do that. I just never seem to have luck in egg hatching. And so that's why when I do egg hatching, I base it around 12-kilometer eggs, because even if I don't get the shiny, I got Stardust, and it feels like I still got a reward for that, and that's how I navigate through the egg system. But let's check out tip number 3. Tip 3 is all about the field research. I like this field research. I think it's fantastic, especially with the shiny boosts. And guys, guess what? While it is limited, it's free. So while the level is 5 levels below what egg hatches are, the research is free. So I don't know exactly how boosted these shiny rates are or what the situation is going to be, but it's time for us to jump in. And the field research tasks are going to be as follows. Catch 10 rock-type Pokemon for a Dunsparce or a Roggenrola, 724 or 516. Hatch an egg, which is kind of ironic here because I told you guys I don't really like this. So if you do want these tasks, please make sure to stack a couple of them. It's going to be a Shieldon, Tortuga, or Amora, 381, 638, and 584, and this is going to be the shiny boosted Pokemon in this hatch and egg task, so that's definitely one you want to do. Spin 10 Pokestops or gyms for a Drillbur at 589 or a Bunnelby at 237. Then we have Explore 2 kilometers, which is another amazing task. This one is also going to be a little bit of a task, but once again, if you can find this one, stack up on a couple of them so you can do it all at the same time. Cranidos, Archon, or Tyrant, 780, 789, and 700, and evolve a Pokemon which is pretty easy, for a Leap at 553, or an Anorith at 655, or you can also get the 10 Mega Aerodactyl energy. So those are the field research, and then there's also a $2 timed research, which is explore 2 kilometers every time you do 4, hatch 1 egg and hatch 2 eggs. This will give you encounters with, as in order, Tyrant, Amora, so 2 of each for the explore encounters, and then for the hatchet eggs, 2 of each for the Tortuga and the Archon, and then finally, for completing 10 research tasks, you get a Cranidos as well as a Shieldon, and the grand total rewards will be 2 incubators, 1 super incubator, and an Aerodactyl encounter. And then we're gonna have a collection challenge. That's gonna be the Ancient Discoveries, which you will catch Kabuto and evolve it, catch an Aerodactyl, catch Omanite and evolve it, and then that will give you 25 Aerodactyl Mega Energy, an Anorith encounter, and 2500 Stardust. And then the Dig It collection challenge will be the Drillbur evolved into Excadrill. You will catch the Yamask and then catch Diglett and go into the Dugtrio, and then it will give you 2500 Stardust, the Leap encounter, and 25 Mega Energy. And then, as we talked about, doing the brand new Pokestops on a Lucky Egg in a new place will be beneficial for you. So this event is a warm-up into the Rocket Takeover that I think is going to be fun, exciting. I enjoy that. And then not only that, guys, you can TM away frustration. We have the Shadow Timber. Shadow Cresselia will be able to be rescued from Giovanni. And then we're gonna have Lugia in the raids as the Shadow Shiny. So it's a fun event. This one's the warm-up, like I said, but don't overlook these field research tasks, especially if the Shiny rates are actually boosted and not just like, oh, we raised them 1%. We went from, 1% chance to 2% chance. Wow, they doubled, but like 2% chance. Is it worth it? We'll find out soon, but I can't wait to do all this stuff with you guys. Love and appreciate you. To all of my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody take your support, subscription, anticipation to XO. I'll see you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.